Good evening, everyone. Welcome to KOTR's Knowledge and Principles. We will be continuing off where I left off on learning to walk the tree. This one episode will be dealing with Yesod. I will leave a link. You guys can, for those that didn't catch the one about Malkuth, you guys can check that one out. As of, I guess we'll give a brief recap for maybe some of the newer viewers. The way I'm doing this series is a little bit different from the way anybody's been taught before. This is just through years of practice and learning to walk the tree. We must understand that when we walk the tree, we don't only walk what we know as the tree of life, but we also walk the Qliphoth as well. Like I said, if don't know why I've been so long getting this back out, because I was on kind of a mini vacation for about 2 months with my visiting my teacher mentor, and we discussed a few things, and we kind of discussed this how I view it, and he said something that was kind of interesting, and it's kind of the way I do view it. You got to look at some of these, like I said when I talk about the spheres, the Sephirah. Each Sephirah is multiple realities, worlds, whatever you want to call it, dimensions. It's just a plane within a plane within a plane. So you kind of want to view this as you're learning each of the spheres. I mean, for the beginner, stick with the upper part. Ignore the Qliphoth part that I cover, because you must familiarize yourself with walking this part of the first part of the tree. Even though the tree is truthfully connected, it's all connected in Malkuth. Starts in Malkuth, goes down, and goes up. So when we're actually walking the tree, picture the tree as a multidimensional thing, or picture it on your body. From your head to your groin is the upper. Then from your groin to your feet is your lower. Same way, then project it on your back, so you have multiple trees. The reason I'm breaking it down this way, because for anybody that's studied the angelic Sephiroth, the orders and the hierarchies of the Sephiroth, for the angelic side, the only thing that's missing from them is Tessera, which we'll cover in about 3 more episodes. But when you start viewing it this way, it's kind of like for anybody's watched the Omni-Meal formula that I did a while back. In a sense, you want to picture it like you picture your bubble around you. It reflects all the way around. It just keeps going. So when you're working with the tree, you're working with all energies, all properties, even the Qliphoth, whether you realize it or not. That's why I'm doing this series the way I'm doing it. So yes, it's more for not the beginner, but the beginners can still learn from this part and later revisit and apply it. Because in the end, all things are connected. All energies, frequencies in the universe. It's part of us. There's no getting away from that. Everybody says, "Oh, that's bad magic. That's evil." The only thing evil is your intent. Whatever your intent is makes it, whether it's good or bad, because I can tell you right now, I could probably do something evil that you would consider evil. My intent may be good. We got to stop judging things by that. We need to understand the person's intent. We need to stop putting terminology on good, bad, evil. They have no place in our way of beliefs and philosophies and teachings. I don't care what the Golden Dawn teaches. I don't care what OTO teaches. Because if you're being taught outside, you're not learning anything anyway. And if they teach you differently, it's like this. Within the Golden Dawn and the OTO and every other branch, have both. All inside the same area, learning the same thing. In the end, it is the person's intention. Nothing more, nothing less. When we start labeling things like that, all we're doing is creating division amongst our communities. And I'm getting away from that. I'm not falling victim to this. Enough's enough. And if anybody wants to teach otherwise, go ahead. That's your choice. But know that no matter what you do in life, every cosmic energy, vibration, frequency, it all is a part of you. So therefore, you have positive and negatives flowing through you. Why? When you restrict one, this is the important thing, guys. When you start restricting one and putting focus on something above the other, all you're doing is stagnating your spiritual growth. You're stopping your ability to grow, because what happens is you create a combustion. What's this combustion, for lack of a better word? You're creating within yourself a friction that are opposing when everything should be flowing naturally, freely, all with one inside. So there is no, truthfully, there is no color. There is no good. There's no bad. It's energy. What makes it those things is a person's intentions. So yes, I do laugh at a few people when they start talking all about that, because at this point, it's comic relief. It's what you guys have become. Because you feel that opposition inside you. You're denying the natural order of things. Part of that natural order of things is also chaos. We need the chaos. So to strike. This is what chaos do. It strikes us to grow and grow. So now let's get back on the topic here. Onto the tree of life. So as we travel up from Malkuth, our next destination is Yesod, the foundation, the ninth sphere of the tree of life, the sphere of the moon and the astral plane. Guys, this is where all astral magic is done. This is where all astral travel is done. It's done through the sphere of Yesod. And for those of us that's played in the astral plane, we know it's multiple planes upon multiple planes. For anybody that performs rituals and does ritual work, when we step outside of our bodies and work with our magical bubble, we are working in the astral plane. Now, some will say, I'm just going to say it because, and this is not my view on it, but you'll hear the term, here's where the term low magic, high magic comes in. Anything below the Yesod, most occultists say it is low magic. Like I said, back to putting titles on things that shouldn't have titles. It all flows, it's all part of us. There's no such thing as low and high magic. But when we're doing ritual work, when we're viewing our circle and casting, we're viewing it from the astral plane. You know, plus, you know, we would get into correspondences and stuff. It's learning to harmonize ourselves, because once we go from Yesod, I will cover Yesod's opposite. If my computer keeps stops crashing. So, you know, in a sense, some of my way I'm starting to teach you guys, I'm starting to open up more with the cyber magic, more what Farima started to teach, the true essence, because in Thelema, that's why I disagree with all these so-called Thelema groups, and all you guys want to say 93, this and that. The truth is, the Order of Thelema was a secret order. You would not know your teacher. Why? Because you were taught, not so much astrally, but it was, in a sense, I'm going to describe it as astral, because you can be taught in the astral form. There's places you can go where you can be taught, classes, learn, where guides will come and teach. This was the beginning of Thelema. It went farther because you start getting into the cyber magic, you start understanding that we don't have to even visit the astral plane. But for beginning, it's the easiest way to teach somebody, to open the door to the next stage, because cyber magic is the next paradigm of magic. So now we visit the astral plane, which is governed by the moon, which is the element is of water, and its associated goddesses are Diana, Isis, Lavona. In the aspect, Yesod is feminine, but in its aspect of the foundation of the universe established in strength. Its magical image is a beautiful naked man, very strong, and its associated god is Pan. Notice the dualities entering the picture. There's many facets. When you start opening the ciphers and start exploring them, you'll find that it's limitless. That are watching, feel free to comment, ask questions if you want. I will kind of keep monitoring chat a little bit, and I will answer your questions. And we just, as timing bout, right? We just came off Balte, which is, and the spring equinox, which is all entitled and attributed to the moon, to Pan. So our festive holidays for the spring and to the midsummer festival, Balte, because it's the midpoint to summer. Now you can start to see where these energies come in. Yesod is the link between the manifest world of Malkuth and all the non-material levels of which it purifies the emanations and offers a vision of the maddening of the universe. Kabbalistic symbols, perfumes and sandals, tarot, nines. The beams of Ched and Geburah meet in Yesod, and thence arises in Yesod a brilliant violet, purple, or puce, and the third triad is complete. Now, when we start talking these triads, when I go on to its opposite, picture these triads as 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 dimensional. going straight out through infinity on all directions and all sides from every compass point. That's how you should look at this. And the sphere of its operation is that of Levana, the lunar beam bestowing change, increase, and decrease upon created things. And it ruleth the sphere of action of the moon, the nature of mankind. And Shaddai is a god who sheddeth benefits omnipotent and satisfying. And El Kai, or Shai, I pronounce it maybe a little bit different from most because it feels right with my vibrations. That's another way when you start pronouncing the God names and words of power. Keep repeating them. You'll feel it. For me, when I say Shaddai Al-Kai, I don't feel the energy as when I say Shaddai Al-Shai. I can feel the energy as I speak the words. Which is another thing. Once you find the vibration, start teaching yourself to say it out loud. Me, I learned the opposite. I learned from silence to loud. Oddly enough, learning the silent part was easier than the loud part. I'm backwards from most people. But that's another way to do things. Because when you reverberate these names, you want them to echo throughout the universe and have it feel the vibration coming back to you. As you're doing so, what are you doing? You're opening the sphere. Your vibrations resonating and opening the doors where all the knowledge and wisdom lieth for you to access. So El, or Al, Kai is the god of life, the living one. Its archangel is Gabriel, the prince of change and alteration, and some may even say the reaper. And the name of its order of angel is Cherubim, or Cherubic, ones who are also called the order of angels. You know, most of us spend more time in Yesod than we do any sphere, which truthfully we should be spending all of our time in Tiferet. That's where our chair is. That's where we take our seat. That is our heart. That's our crown. That's the center. Until we start walking, fully walking it, become the flaming sword, or the serpent that walks, traverses the tree. Then we start dealing with Dot, which is the abyss. The hidden sphere that you don't see on most trees of life. And I will mind you, there is an opposite of it too. But most of our time, most people's time, especially those that practice more earth-based magic, they don't have a desire to go farther than Yesod because everything that they need is right, can be accessed from right here. That's why they say, low magic, high magic, which I find offensive. Because, like I have stated earlier and will state probably repetitively throughout this course, all energy is a part of us, so therefore there's no such thing as low and high magic. We're still using all the sphere, whether we realize it or not. We're using the Qliphoth, whether we realize it or not. So when I walk the tree or when I ascend the tree, I'm truthfully ascending both. I stated in the early video, my teacher kind of corrected me on that, but that's good. Even Now, I'm not the best student anyway, but even I realized, and it took many years to realize these truths. It took many years exploring each of the Sephirah, walking them, learning. And to this day, I mean, we're never going to stop learning to the day we die. New insights, new wisdoms will be enlightened upon us as we continue our work. You know, but as you can see, another reason why Yesod is called the foundation. It is, in a sense, we still very much integrity of it. No matter what we perform, whether it be Kabbalist, Druidic, Wicked, we all, that ain't good. Make sure I'm still streaming here, guys. Okay, I'm still live. We all use the astral. I mean, there's another part. Even from the astral, we can even reach higher. We'll discuss that later when we deal with Qliphoth and the starry heavens. So now we're going to jump into the